All right, so I'm going to do a quick track walk of Spa using the GT3R because this is the next event coming up for PCA. Um, I just started driving this track car combination, and so there's still a lot to gain here. But I'll just show you the basics of what I'm doing. Right now, in my test sessions, I'm doing 1 p.m., which is probably mid-race. I'm using the generate weather, so it should be similar to what we're going to see at race day. Probably on the higher temp side, it's 99 degrees is what I'm seeing here. So I'm guessing this is probably maybe it'll get a little hotter because we're showing 1 o'clock. I think the race starts at 12 or something. So um, maybe it's at the end of the race. Let me double check that. So I'm just double checking the settings here. Looks like 12 p.m. race start. Well, that's quality start. So race will be over at 1:30, I'm guessing. So it'll get a little hotter. So I'll just take you through a quick lap or two. Yeah, I'll do a lap with me in the chase view, and then I'll do a lap with me in the cockpit view. So you can see in the chase view, you'll be able to see where I'm braking. And then I'll keep this data up so you can see the telemetry, my pedal positions. Okay, so this is going down into, turn that down a bit, going down into Rouge, and so Radillon and Rouge. So I like to get the car clip the curbing here, and just get the car so that it's pointed kind of straight up the hill, not straight up the hill, but kind of like following this white line. And so really I want to get the car turned a nice wide line. You can kind of see where the pavement is worn in, or not worn in, but where it's rubbered in, and that's the line. I like to get it in a little earlier and up on the curbing. Um, and this is flat, and then you just try to straighten it out here. So don't try to overturn the car to the right. Try to take it straight over this curbing. If you take it to the right, you're not going to be able to go flat. You're gonna scrub a lot of speed with tires doing work they don't need to do. So just try to straighten it out here. I'm not sure where the 1X or the slowdown is, but if you can get consistent, just kind of driving it right like this. Perhaps it's middle of the car. If it's to the left of this white line, I think you might be in trouble. But this will really make it easier to get through here flat. And don't try to pull it to the left so quickly. Drive it straight out to the curbing, and then drive it straight again to the other side of the track here, because that'll straight line it for you. But I think a couple people, what I've seen them do is they try to turn the car more than they need to turn the car. There's a lot of room over here. I think you can actually go over the curbing. You could probably get 2 tires over into the pavement on the other side of the curbing. I'm not sure exactly where the 1X is, but I left plenty of room. So don't try to, you'll scrub tires if you try to get it back to the left. You'll lose pace. This is a long straight here, so you want to maximize speed. I don't know what you guys are doing or whatever's doing. I'm hitting fifth. I'm upshifted to sixth right at the red line. I haven't really played around with keeping it into 5 longer, but I have seen that maybe shifting a little earlier with this car, as opposed to the GT4 and the Cup car, where they like it a little bit more into the red line, where this car seems like it has more torque just before or just at the red line. So I'm braking just before the white line here. This is an opportunity to save fuel. I mean, and lift early, and especially when you're behind people, just lift really early, like at the one, like here, and then just coast yourself in when you're chasing people. You're gonna catch them with the draft, and you're not gonna have to worry about staying in the draft. It's just a good opportunity to save fuel. I like to get in third gear here. I like to get in on the gray stuff on the other side of the curbing, or just barely. And then same thing coming back here, just barely touching the gray stuff. Don't track all the way out, or I don't. I try to keep it mid and then come back a little bit for the right-hander. I don't brake much here, but probably don't even have to brake here. Just a strong lift, and then just try to get on throttle as soon as you can. Use all of the track out here. There's a lot of room over here. I think I even had more room. I think you can get your tires in the green stuff and be okay. I mean the dark green stuff. But just get it back in time. I'm braking. Let's see here. Just after the 100 board and before the beginning of the curbing. Again, you can breathe a little bit. You can lift here and actually coast a little bit down into here, but stay tight, tight, tight until you know you can get on throttle, stay on throttle. You don't have to go all the way out onto this curbing because you really have to come back. And if you have to like force the car back quickly, it'll upset the car going into the left-hander coming up. So it's better to have a little bit of straight line time here just to get the car settled. You can get on throttle really quickly here. So it's downhill and quite a long way to go full throttle. So try to get on throttle as soon as you can. Full. Use as much track as you possibly can. Again, I'm not 1Xing it here, so I'm not sure what a 1X is here. Maybe if it's your left tires are over too far to the right, over on the other side of the red and white curbing. I don't know. I think that's about right. That this is about as far as you want to go. Stay tight along the right. I'm looking at this traffic. See this traffic, this green light here. I just keep my eyes on that, and I'm using that as kind of a reference point. So I'm braking just before that. So your apex is here, and I'm getting on throttle right at it, getting the car turned. I'm just easing on throttle here just to get the rear end to stay planted. And I'm just feeling the car out, feeling how much grip it has. This is okay, but if you get the car on the other side, it starts to get unsettled. So try to stay, this is probably far right as you want to go. And then you got this drainage section here, which will also upset the car. So just get on throttle as fast as you can. There's lots of grip through here. Fourth and then fifth. Brake, straight line threshold braking. Get into third. Get tight. I go tight. Maybe there's a better line here. Maybe you can go a little bit deeper and then come back. But I find that there's just lots of grip on the inside, so I keep it on the inside. A little throttle, and then a brake and breathe on throttle. Get the car turned in. Lots of room on the exit here. Again, this is not a 1X, so I think I was right at the edge of what would be a 1X. It might be where you bring the car back. So I bring the car back quickly, whereas if you go straight off where the green stuff ends, you could be in trouble. I might be a 1X. Get back to the left. Braking down here. I'm actually going into third. So what am I doing here? So this is, I do this little tap of the brake here. So heavy brake, trail down, off. I'm probably, look, I'm on the brake. I gotta fix that. I shouldn't be on the brake there. I should be off the brake here. That's a habit of mine. I tend to keep the brake well past the point of the min speed. So gotta fix that. This is all flat. If you get this right, it's pretty easy to get this flat. Shift just before the apex. Shift to 6th here. I keep 6th through here. I breathe off the throttle a bit just as I enter. Could go flat through here, but it's safer for me. Keeps the tires cooler. Probably a 10th if I go flat, but I'll leave it on the table. There's a little bit, so I'm braking just after the white line. You can see the discoloration in the pavement. So those are my two reference points, the white line and the discoloration. And I'm kind of braking right in between those two. And then there's the 150 board, which is even further down the track. Actually, it's not that much further down the track, so it's just hard to get a perspective of it. But I have a tendency to look at the discoloration and then the white line here. Is that white? Yeah. Try to stay left as far as you can. Now, during a race, might not want to be so far left because it invites an opportunity to dive bomb down the middle, or dive bomb down the right. So, but the fast line is stay left, get down into 1, accelerate between these 2 corners, lift, get it turned, open up get that car as turned as much as you can here. You can hit this curbing. You see there's lots of rubber on it. It's okay to hit that curbing. It does bounce the car around a little bit, but if you can get the car to turn, it's pretty fast to hit that. And then get on throttle as soon as you possibly can. So I'm on throttle here and then full throttle. Car tends to over-rotate there, so just manage the throttle. It's more important to get it turned and the car pointed straight before you're full. But I'm kind of straight here, right? I'm pointing to the DRS sign, and I'm just letting the car track out. Slowly bring it back to the left. Don't go. I would just slowly bring it back. It's a straight line from the corner exit here to down to the 100 board where your next brake marker is going to be. So just straight line that. Just slowly bring it back. The 100 board, I'm braking just before the 100 board, actually. Get it in right on the curbing, and trail brake all the way down to the curbing, and then get on throttle. And then it's okay to hop over this curbing here to maximize your acceleration, right? Because I'm full throttle here. And then there's no tire slippage there. And then again, just shorten up the distance. And that's 1 lap of Spa. I'll go ahead and I'll just replay that in cockpit. All right, here we go. This is the second lap. This isn't the same lap that we just showed, but it's pretty similar. not quite as clean as the other lap there. And there you have it. I hope it's helpful. If anything, it's hopefully it sparks some conversation on what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, what we can do to improve. So let me know what you guys think, and